Hello and welcome to this Office Tools Free Training Friday. Today you will learn what's new in the latest version of Office Tools. My name is Anna Weincombe. I am a marketing coordinator here at Abacus Next, and I have here with me Philip Ferris and Nicole Flutie from Office Tools. This will be about a 30-minute free training, and we will answer your questions in the last 10 minutes. So feel free to input your questions in the questions section of the GoToWebinar control panel. And with that, I will let Philip and Nicole take over.
Great, Anna, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for joining me again on Friday. I'm recognizing even more and more names every week, so I almost feel like I have a Friday following. So thank you all so much for joining me. Just to complete the housekeeping a little bit, one thing that we're going to do a little different moving forward on Fridays is polling questions. So I'm going to throw up some polling questions here real quick. They are very self-serving, but I would love and appreciate if you answered our polling questions as we kind of go through the webinar. This week's a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the latest and greatest in Office Tools. Now I want to put a little asterisk next to that in that what I'm going to show you today you won't be able to do in Office Tools just yet, but Nicole's going to clarify some of that for us here in just a minute. Before I really jump in though, I want to make sure that my audio is coming in okay, so if you can hear me, do me a favor and raise your hand in the attendee box area or type into the questions area that I'm coming in okay, and then I can go ahead and get started here. All right, I got an answer. It's good enough for me. Okay, great. So again, my name is Philip Ferris. Nicole Flutie is joining me, and I'm going to go ahead and start off real quick with the very first polling question. We're not wasting time anywhere, but I want to gauge everybody a little bit and make sure that the content that we're providing is what everybody's looking for. So while these are self-serving, I think we're all going to benefit in the end, and the question really is what areas of Office Tools from a training point of view would you like to see more of during these free training Fridays? Again, we don't have a whole lot of time, but I want to make sure that we touch all the parts that are important. So with that being said, I know Nicole has some information that she wants to bring to light, so Nicole, go ahead.
Hi guys. So what I would like to announce is that we're going to have our up-and-coming release sometime next week. It will be our first release underneath the Abacus umbrella, so we couldn't be more excited about it. We've put a lot of hard work and effort into this release, you know, a lot of new improvements and maintenance. So again, we're very excited about it, and that's what Office Tools users can expect is a quarter release from Office Tools with improvements, new features, and of course bug fixes and maintenance.
Perfect. So right now what you may want to check or consider is that you're on the most current version. There are actually two publicly facing ones. If you're on one or the other, you're fine. You don't have to worry about you know, being on the higher numbered one. There's different reasons why these were made available. So as long as you're on 2016.019 or 2017.043, then right now you're good to go. If not, go ahead and update Office Tools if you feel a need to. But as Nicole just mentioned here, probably next week, we're all going to have access to the newest version of Office Tools.
And if you want to be notified of that new version, the best way to do that is to set those settings within Office Tools, because that's how you'll be notified when that release is available for you to update to.
Yeah, and I'll show everybody how to do that if you're not familiar with it. Okay, great. So what we're going to talk about today is a couple things. We're talking about Crescendo. So we now have phone integration built right into Office Tools. I can hear some cheering already through the webinar over the ability to sync multiple clients to the portal, along with downloading documents in bulk from the portal, which is great. We're going to talk about some cloud optimization, specifically, obviously, with Abacus Private Cloud, and some cool things in reports as far as contact groups go. So without further ado, let's jump in and have a look here. So the first one is going to be a little hard to show, but we'll talk about it, and I think everybody will understand and appreciate what this can mean. So we've partnered up with Crescendo, and they offer a voice over IP phone system, which is fantastic in so many ways. I recommend everybody go to their site, crescendo.com, and have a look at what they offer. That being said, we do fully integrate with their phone system. So one thing that you'll notice is down here on the activity list, there's actually a new icon which represents the tool that you then open up and monitor how this sync works. And it does a couple things, a couple really cool things. First of all, if you receive a phone call, you get a pop-up notification where you can answer and create phone calls, and you can put details of that conversation right in Office Tools directly from the screen as it realizes that you're receiving a call. You can click to call, so you'll be able to click on a phone number and dial out through your phone. There's also some really cool utility when it comes to voicemails and attachments. So again, to really see this, what we could do if you like, and if you want to see it, is schedule some time with our sales team. They do have the phone systems and everything, and they can kind of visually show you what this might look like. And I would like everyone to go to Crescendo's website and have a look at what they have there also. Very, very cool integration built right into OfficeTools, and it really allows your phone processes to be built right into the OfficeTools workspace. So that's very, very cool. That's going to be a lot of fun. So moving off to the next thing, and we're going to try to knock these down as quick as we can. Again, I want to make sure that we do leave some time for Q&A. So we're going to talk about these in kind of a rapid fire session here. The next couple of things have to do with the portal. So this probably, Nicole, I don't know if you'd agree, this might be our #1 requested portal feature, is the multiple clients.
Yeah.
So this is something that we've wanted to do for a very long time. I even recognize a couple names in our attendee list who have beaten me up personally over this, so I'm excited about this. This is great. Typically in OfficeTools, when syncing a client to the portal, it would be a process of choosing the contact, going to the portal button, and synchronizing them. Now what you're able to do with this update is go directly to the contacts menu here at the top, and there will be a new option called Sync Multiple Contacts to Portal. Okay, you can open up this dialog. It will give you a list of all the clients, and you can just click, 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 click who you want and send them portal invitations. Very quick and very cool. This is something, again, that has been requested quite a bit, and as part of the, as Nicole had mentioned, under the Abacus Next umbrella, we're able to get this out even faster. So on the heels of that, something else that is requested quite frequently in regard to the portal is downloading documents that clients have uploaded. Right? A client will upload a file to their portal account, you'll receive your email notification, then you would navigate to the document management tab here, and under the portal button you could go ahead and view all those files. All right? Now this is a fictitious client, obviously they're not uploading me anything, but from right here, if I did have documents that I wanted to download in bulk, I could simply click download all files, versus having to go through each one at a time and do so. Again, it's these small little things that I think pay off big time, especially in the heat of battle during tax season when you have all kinds of information coming and going and you just need to make it happen. These small features, I think, pay very, very big dividends. Okay, a couple more portal things real quick is when it comes to if you're doing any synchronization of payments with the portal, we've added that ability likewise in the payments area. So if you go into the payments section under billing, there is a portal button here, okay? And within that there's an option of downloading all those and bringing all those payments over. Again, another thing that's a relatively small function, but you can receive and get all of those payments in one pass directly from the portal. Another very, very cool feature that I'm excited about. Okay, so now let's talk about something else again that not everybody will be able to see necessarily, and that is our cloud optimization. So there's a lot of things that happen under the hood in a program that are built and designed in a very general way. And what I mean by that is OfficeTools, or any application for that matter, is typically designed to work in the most kind of general environments, meaning we don't know the type of computer system a user is going to have. Is it a new computer, an old computer? Do they have fast internet? What version of Windows are they using, and all these other things. So programs have to be designed in a certain way, and databases have to be built in a certain way to make sure that it fits most people most of the time. Well, one really cool aspect of what we've been able to do recently is optimize OfficeTools to work in the APC, the Abacus Private Cloud environment. And this is going to cover a lot of different ways, and I'm not going to get into the weeds, into the technobabble here. But I want everyone to understand that in the APC environment, OfficeTools has been optimized in such a way that it is being built and designed to work as well as it possibly can. So if you are having any kind of performance issues with OfficeTools, if you wondered if OfficeTools can run any better, then the answer is yes, and it's going to do that on APC. So that's something that I want everyone to kind of think about and consider, because from a performance point of view, we now control the environment also. And that allows us to do a lot more when it comes to reliability of the application, performance of the application, and so on. So that's something, again, that you can't see. That's something that you can feel as you use OfficeTools in that secure cloud, that private cloud environment. Okay, So we're getting through these. We've still got quite a bit of time to talk about here, and I want to leave some room for Q&A because I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions. But one area here that's something that we've wanted to do again for a long time that can be very, very helpful to anybody who's running billing reports. So if you don't really do billing reports, this may or may not help you out a whole lot, but if you are, then this could be huge. We've added the ability to filter billing reports by contact groups. All right, so what this allows you to do is, let's say that you're running various reports in billing for obviously different reasons, right? You want to look at WIP, you want to look at current AR, etc. We've now added to all of the different billing reports a contact groups filter. Now this is one of those really cool features that, while I know a couple right out of the box reasons why offices are going to use this, I think this is going to turn into a feature that is heavily used by users in their own ways, in ways that we can't even anticipate right now. So to give you an example, let's say I wanted to run an AR reconciliation report. Okay, I do have some filters available, right? I can filter by account manager, I can filter by contact, okay, various other things, but maybe not everything. Maybe I want to filter by a certain region, or I want to filter by a custom definition that I've created. You know, all my clients who are in the fast food industry, or clients who have a certain type of work that we do, or a certain service we provide them. I can actually create a contact group, associate the client to that group, and run this report based off of those custom contact groups. Okay, and this is huge. This is really good. Again, I know a couple of reasons why offices are going to use this, especially offices that have just that, multiple offices or multiple partners, or some way that they want to organize their billing reports that isn't a clearly defined field in OfficeTools. They can create their own custom groupings, put contacts and clients into those groupings, and run their real billing reports based just off of those. One client in particular that I can think of has a lot of offices in various areas. So running reports has always been a little tricky, especially because we have some limited filters on some of these reports. But with contact groups, what they'll be able to do is section off clients by regions and say, I want to see all the billings for the Florida area. I want to see all the billings for New York, and so on. So this is a very, very powerful tool, and while it seems like a relatively simple option, this is quite a long time in the making as far as the complexity of what it takes to add this layer of filtering to reports. And I really hope everybody's going to jump in and get the most out of it, because it's a really, really powerful tool. Okay, so there are some other things in OfficeTools I'm going to bring up. We got a couple more minutes here before I jump into the Q&A that I want to talk about that people may have missed. These are not necessarily things that are going to be new in the update, because everything that you've seen is going to be in the next update. These are some things that are in OfficeTools that over the last few months or a year or so have been added or changed. And I want to kind of bring it to everybody's attention, that way you know it's there if you haven't visited these areas in a while. One of these specifically has to do with projects and how you set up and define projects. So if you've done any kind of project creation in the past, you're probably familiar with all of the different windows and stuff that we have. Well, we've consolidated some of those options. So to show you what I mean, if you navigate to the Setup menu here at the top, and you go under Project Definitions, there was a particular screen here for assignment groups or assignment options that allowed you to choose how your project's going to behave when it comes to your workflow, your assignments. And there was a lot of options, a whole menu, and people would check boxes because it sounded like a really cool option, and it ended up just making their projects act completely silly and whatnot. So what we did is we took two of the best iterations of project workflow, and we've created shortcuts to get to those settings. So if you navigate to a project definition, and obviously each project can have its own version of this, and you go to the assignment options area, you'll now actually see workflow type. And from here in this drop-down menu, you can choose sequential, concurrent, or advanced. And advanced is going to be our favorite list of options that we're used to. But you can shortcut that and choose sequential or concurrent. And here's what they do. So the sequential workflow type is our best practices when it comes to projects that work in a clearly defined linear fashion. Step 1, then step 2, then step 3, and so on. Okay, think tax returns, think bookkeeping and kind of monthly work is typically going to be sequential. In fact, I would even guess that 9 out of 10 of all of your projects are going to use this option right here. So in the future, as you're creating new projects, or if you want to go back and modify existing ones, this is going to fit the bill most of the time. You don't have to worry about all of those other options. The projects are just going to work in a linear, step-by-step way. You have a lot of flexibility. You can add additional steps if you need to. You can skip steps if you want to. But this is kind of the best practices when it comes to, sequential style workflow within a project. The other option, which is concurrent, is kind of the opposite. This is basically saying all of the steps within your project are individual tasks. They're not connected necessarily in any way. All right, this is going to be for audit type work perhaps, or any kind of project where you have multiple people involved or multiple assignments involved, but there's no direct correlation between these steps. Whether I get my job done or not, that doesn't mean you have to wait or you can't complete your part. We're independent as far as the assignment work goes. So this is another common option, and we've shortcutted it a little bit and condensed it down to one step. You don't have to worry about the checkboxes. It's just going to work right out of the gate. If for some reason neither one of these guys are really working for you, you can always go back to the tried and true advanced settings and check the boxes for the appropriate options and things that you're looking for. Okay, so those are some great things that we've done in projects to kind of streamline it a little bit, and newer users are going to benefit more from this, I believe, because they're going down this road of creating projects. But if it's been a while since you've reviewed your projects, or if they're acting a little weird, you know what? It might be helpful to just come back in here, flip that workflow type over to sequential or concurrent, and be done with it, and know that it's set up with best practices in mind. So one other area that I want to cover real quick in the context of projects are reminder options. So again, if we go back into the project definition, you look at reminders options, we've changed this around a little bit to make it a little clearer. So now what we still have the three kind of sections. We've moved some things around a little bit, but we've put them all in one place. So under project definition reminder options, you can see the project due date reminders. So remember, everybody should know this, but just to reiterate, the project manager is the person who gets the project due date reminders. Okay, so we have those options in here. We also have that option that allows reminders if projects have been created and they're coming up due and we haven't started them yet. And those would be unprocessed. So if you have a project and you got a reminder set up and no one's even touched it yet, you may want another alert just for that item. And then lastly, we've added the staff assignment reminders. And this is the value that you're going to set when you want to dictate how long somebody has to complete their assignment once it's assigned to them. So if we want to give them 5 days before it's due from the time we assign it, or if we want it to be assigned 5 days before it's due, then this is where we can go ahead and control that value. And we can push these options out to existing projects also, which can be very helpful.
So for existing OfficeTools users, this is really cool because we now have reminders that can be managed on a definition level versus having one global option that managed and pushed this out to every definition. So now we've got those unique values that you can set, giving you a lot more flexibility in maintaining those reminders per project. Perfect.
Okay, so those are some things that we want to talk about today that are, maybe newer items that people may not be aware of, because they're typically setup options, and then obviously all the really exciting stuff that's coming out. So I'm going to go ahead now and pull up the last polling question real quick, and then we're going to get off into the actual Q&A areas. So let me go ahead and put this up real quick. And this is really about anybody who might want some more information on Abacus Private Cloud on APC. So if you're having performance issues, if security is a concern, which it should be for everybody, and this is definitely one of those areas where we want to do a little bit more homework and do a little bit more research. But now what I want to do is open up the gates a little bit to questions. So if you have any questions, now's a really good time to type those into the questions area. I'm going to go ahead and look through those and we'll address it. If for some reason we don't get to your question, I do a follow-up, and I'll go ahead and answer those questions after the webinar. So one of the first questions right here, right out of the gate, is do we integrate with any other voice over IP systems? Currently, no. To integrate with a phone system is actually very, very complex and requires both parties to commit quite a bit of resources to doing. Crescendo was obviously excited about the prospect also, and we have a really good partnership, and we made that happen. We are obviously always open for any future integrations with phone system providers. Let them know about us. Let us know about them. We'd be more than happy to pursue that. But currently, the only voice over IP, the only phone system that we integrate with is Crescendo. Another question here is about, will this be offered as a beta test so it won't interfere with our current application before tax season? Very, very good question, and understandably a cautious question, but no, we don't offer any kind of dual running licensing, I guess is the best way to word that. So you can install it, and it's obviously been through all the testing and things of that sort. If for some reason you don't like the update or change, let us know and we can revert you back to previous versions. Okay, so it's not a commitment so far as that you can't go back, but we do not offer a beta version in addition to your existing license. Okay, good questions. So another question about the phone system. Will the phone integration work with Office 365 Skype for Business? Not currently. Again, this is a partnership between Crescendo and OfficeTools directly, and we integrate directly with their applications. That being said, there is a lot of opportunity. I think this is probably where you were going. There's a lot of opportunities to have browser-based phone systems and APIs created to allow that to happen. And that is something that is obviously going to be pursued, and we're going to address in the future. So that's there's definitely some opportunity there, I guess is the best way for me to say that. But we currently only integrate with Crescendo. Okay. Gloria here has a question about dragging and dropping files from the portal and then combining those into an existing PDF document. I apologize, Gloria. I'm not sure if I completely understand, but I'll do my best to answer this in two parts. The client portal is encrypted and secured, so you can't drag from the portal. You have to basically request the download. Once you do that and you're downloading the file, it'll come directly into OfficeTools. You can also download that directly into your computer. Once you have the file, however, then yes, you can use whatever type of PDF application or program you want to combine files if you need to. OfficeTools does have another integration with Lucian Technologies, or File Center is probably how you would know them. And with the File Center integration directly from OfficeTools and document management, you can click on PDFs, open them up, combine them, and do all kinds of really cool markups and things of that sort. So if I understand correctly, there is no direct drag from portal and then combined items like that, but you can download those files and then use various PDF tools, including OfficeTools and File Center, to combine those and mark them up and do that kind of stuff. Okay, so someone asked a question here about the private cloud. So the question really is the private cloud the same thing as the portal? No, but very, very good question. So one thing to differentiate is the portal is really a landing zone for you and one of your clients, what I'll refer to as an end user, to send documents back and forth. It's secure, requires logins and all that, but that's really something that your client is going to interface with that you interact with via OfficeTools. The Abacus Private Cloud is just that. It's a fully managed private cloud solution, meaning every program you have, OfficeTools, your Microsoft products, Outlook, Exchange, your tax applications, QuickBooks, and everything is hosted on a private cloud where it's secure. You don't have to worry about the ransomware stuff. It's single tenant. So there's a lot of really, really good benefits to hosting it, but you're basically putting all of your applications in this secure hosted managed environment. So all your IT concerns and all that are taken care of. So while both, yes, the portal and APC are online services and products, the portal is really more of a client-facing repository of information, as where the Abacus Private Cloud is a solution for your entire firm. Hopefully that clarifies it. If you have some more questions, you want to know a little bit more about the technical things, you can go to abacusnext.com, which is the parent company of OfficeTools. Someone asked, do I know if there is a discount on the cert when using the cloud? That's something that we'd have to talk to sales reps and people who are a little bit more familiar with those details. Mike. If you like, I'd be more than happy to have some of them reach out to you. So that's, unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that question, but if you like, I'd have somebody reach out to you for that. And the PDF software that I mentioned a moment ago that integrates with OfficeTools is from a company called Lucion. It's Lucion, and the application name is called File Center. They do have some other programs that are very, very cool, but File Center integrates directly within OfficeTools. And to kind of show you what that looks like, let me close out of this. I'm sorry, I left that poll open way too long. If I come over to Documents here in OfficeTools, and I do not have File Center on this computer, I apologize. But if I had a PDF in here and I wanted to work with it in some capacity, I could simply click on it, okay, and there would be an option in here to open that file in File Center, which has all of the markup tools, combining of PDFs, all those really cool things that I could then use and keep that document within OfficeTools while doing so. So it's very, very cool. It's a seamless integration. It's built right into OfficeTools, and some of the other products that Lucian offers are fantastic as well, so you should definitely check them out. Okay, so we're rounding the corner here. We've got just a couple minutes left. If you have some more questions, go ahead and type those in. I'll try to run out the clock here for the next couple minutes. But I always like to leave the webinars, if I can, with a little bit of a call to action, so to speak. So what I want to present to everybody is, again, look into the Abacus Private Cloud. If you haven't looked at a fully managed cloud solution, you need to. Okay? If you have questions about it, let me know. If I can't answer those questions, I'll get somebody on the phone who can. So you really should look into it, because nowadays with security and hacking and ransomware and that whole thing, not every cloud is the same. And just because the word cloud is in something does not mean it's the same kind of solution. There's definitely a difference between a public and a private cloud. Educate yourself, do some research, go to abacusnext.com. There's a lot of great information there. So I would challenge everybody to start thinking about that. There's the OfficeTools Client Portal. If you're interested in the OfficeTools portal, let us know. And then ultimately, Crescendo, we'd be more than happy to answer some questions or get you in contact with them to go a little further on that. And the call to action is to come next week. Join us next week. What we're going to be talking about is the activity list. I know a lot of you, in fact, most of you that I know on this list right now, I bet if I went to your office and I looked at your activity list, I would be seeing a whole bunch of red stuff. A whole bunch of activities that you've forgotten about, or you've missed, or you haven't checked off or completed. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to make sense of that and why we need to stop ignoring our activity lists. So it's going to be a tips and tricks-ish webinar, but activity list is definitely going to be the focus of it. So please register for that. We'll get that going next week. And so last question, which is in this context, is what are the premium webinars? Very, very good question. So what we offer currently are the free Training Friday webinars that you're enjoying right now. We are also, and stay tuned for the schedule of this, going to start offering premium webinars, which will be 1 hour long in content. They'll be much more specific, much more deep dive into areas of OfficeTools. So it won't be so much tips and tricks and little things here and there. It'll be a full-blown 1 hour training on a very specific topic, and we'll be going very deep into those topics. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Those will be coming up with the schedule here very, very soon. And I think right now we're just about at our time. So if there's no other questions, I just want to take a moment to thank everybody for joining us. I really look forward to getting with everybody on Fridays. For all of our repeat attendees, thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. And for everybody who this is the first webinar, this was a little bit more informational, a little less training, but nonetheless it's some information that we're excited about and we wanted to get out to everybody. So thank you so, so much. Nicole, thank you very much for your input today and all the hard work that you've done on this update. She has worked her butt off on this for a long time, so we all now get to reap the rewards of her hard work. And Anna, I want to thank you also for hosting. Everybody have a great weekend.